to number 5, Ashton Estate, a stunning detached home with fantastic curb appeal. Located in an exclusive development, enjoy the privacy and prestige of this charming neighborhood.
This video was created from just a property listing in which we got the images that the property had listed and a description of the property. So in this video, I'm going to show you how we can use make.com to automate the flow of creating these videos for real estate agents. All we need is a couple of images and the property description. So to get straight into things, the first thing we're going to need to do is come over here to make.com and start by creating a new scenario. And this is the whole scenario that creates these videos for us. Now there's a couple of extra softwares that we're going to use in order to create these videos. The first one being Mr. FormFillOut over here, in which we will create a very simple form where we just ask the user for the property address, the property description, and for them to upload some images of that property. Now to create this form, it's very simple. You will just go over to FormFillOut, you will create a new account, and then you'll come up here to press create a new form. You create that form, start from a blank template, pick one of these templates, and you'll be able to put in messages and questions like that. You will just create the form, in which we need a couple of key pieces of details, being, as you can see in the form that we've made, we need the property address, the description of the property, and we need them to upload property images. In this one, I've selected 10 images as a max, and we need five images as a minimum. But when you're creating these videos, you can decide for how many images you want to use, how long you want the video to be, etc., in which we'll do in make.com later. So after we have created that form, then we're going to come over here to an app called Runway. Runway is going to generate the video. So Runway takes the image that we give it, so the property images that we give it, it's going to turn them images into videos or into animations essentially, and where, as you can see in the image here, or as you can see in the video over here, we are turning simple images into moving objects like these. As you can see, it's able to move out of the door there, and these were just simple images that we uploaded to the form. So you'll come over here to where it says, I think it's called Runway Dev Portal. Runway Dev Portal, as you can see there. You will sign in, and then you will have to add, I think there's a minimum of $5 in credits, and you're able to generate a couple of videos with them. Now in order to test out Runway, you can just look up Runway, and you can go over to the actual software, not the API, the public facing software, and you can input maybe an image of a property and a description, in which we show you later in this video, just to test it out and see if it runs the way you like it. But this is the software that we're going to use in this video. Lastly, we have JSON to video, and what this is essentially going to do is it's going to combine the transcript that we create with 11 Labs, and it's going to put it onto the video that Runway creates. So you'll come over here to JSON to video. So if we look up over here, JSON to video, and we go to here, it will ask you to create an account. It's completely free. Get a free API key. It will email you an API key, and that's what you use to sign in essentially. You'll use that API key to connect it to make.com as well. And then just one more thing is we need to create an 11 Labs account. As you can see over here, 11 Labs, you would log in, you would sign up if you don't have an account, and then you would come down here to where it says my workspace, and you need to create an API key. But we will go through everything. If I'm moving too quickly, don't worry about it. We are going to go through everything in this video. So they're the softwares that we're going to need. Now to start making this scenario, firstly we need to use the FormFillOut make.com module. So we're going to come down here. We're going to look up fill out forms, and as you can see there, we have the module, and we click the watch new responses, and in this watch new responses module we are going to choose a hook. If we don't have a hook, which you most likely won't have, we will click add, and in order to add this, I'm going to name this let's call it real estate video gen, and then you will have to add a connection. As you can see here, I already have a connection. If you don't have a connection, you're going to come over here to where it says add. You will press save as my form fill out. So I'm going to call this test connection, and this is essentially going to connect it to your account in which you create forms from. So it's going to connect it to this account essentially. So we're going to click save, and it's going to pop up a little sign in module, and you will just click authorize. And when you then authorize your account, then you will be able to see all of your forms in here. So you can see I have my form, and when you click authorize, then you'll be able to see all of your forms here. So these are the 3 forms in my account. You can see we have real estate video gen form, and then that will allow us to connect to that form. So whenever that form gets triggered, or whenever somebody sends a response to that form, I am going to get notified. So we'll do a quick test. I'm going to run this module only. I'm going to come over to this form. Let's head into preview, and then I'm going to type in, let's just do test data. Let's upload some images, and then let's put in my email. And if we submit this form and we come back over here to make.com, you can now see make.com has received that form that we just submitted. So if we come over here to questions, you can see all of my responses. So you can see the test that I put in there. You can see it gives us the images, so all of the files that we uploaded. If we go into one of them, we can see exactly what the file is. So it gives us a URL with the files that we have uploaded. So that's basically the first part done. We have set up a trigger now. So whenever somebody fills out this form, it's going to trigger this make.com scenario to run instantly. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to get a little bit technical, and we need to start adding in iterators and array aggregators in order to extract all of these videos. Because if you see in here, the way we receive these images is if you go into questions, we go down here to the file uploads, we have a value which is an array, and we have collections, which is all of these. So it's a bunch of collections inside an array, which is called value. Just a thing in make.com, you need to extract these as we won't get technical in this video, but you just need to extract these in order to use each separate URL. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and we're going to search up iterator, and we are going to use this. Now in this iterator module, we're going to come over here to where it says answers, and we're going to select this one here where it says upload images of your property. If we click this drop down, you can see it has a URL and a file name within that. So we're going to select upload images and property, and that's essentially this question. As you can see here, upload images of the property. So that means we're going to be able to extract all of the URLs. Now don't worry if you don't understand this. You don't have to understand this. Just follow me step by step, and you will have this up and running by the end of this video. So we're going to click save now. After we have that in there, we're going to click save. And by the way, I'm going to leave a link in the description, so you can, if you want, you can join my community, and we have all of these scenarios already pre-built, so you won't have to build them. You'll just be able to download them and import them into your own make.com account. But anyway, the next thing we need to do is, as you can see over here, we need a OpenAI module. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to search up OpenAI. We are going to select create a completion, and we are going to use OpenAI 4.1. Doesn't really matter which model you decide to use. We've just picked 4.1 for this video. And in the message here, we're going to select user, text content, and we have a prompt over here. Very simple, short prompt. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to bring it over here, and I'm going to put it in here. And essentially what this prompt is going to do is every image that we have uploaded, it's going to send it to OpenAI, and OpenAI is then going to review the image and output what type of image it is. Like, for example, if we upload 5 pictures and the first picture is a bathroom, then it's going to come in here to OpenAI. First image is going to go in first, and OpenAI is going to output this is an image of a bathroom. The reason we do this is because later on in the voiceover module, we want the voiceover to be in line with the actual video and what the video is showing at the time. In order to do that, OpenAI is going to output a bunch of sequences, like image 1 is a bathroom, image 2 is a sitting room, image 3 is a living room, whatever. When OpenAI outputs that, we can then put that into the transcript, so the transcript knows in order which image or which part of the video is showing what room in that specific property. So you can see the prompt here is, you are an expert image analyzer for a real estate agent who will give you an image and you will output the property or the part of the property it is and the benefits of the property, so that your output can be combined with other images, with other image descriptions to be used in a video voiceover. Don't focus on the voiceover, just focus on the image, what is in it and what part of the house it is. Then over here we will input the image URL. So we'll come down here and we'll select image input type is the URL, and then the URL in which we will select is the one that we get from the iterator. So we will select URL here and we will click save. So now we have 3 modules completely done already. So the next module you can see we need is the Runway module, and this is going to take the URL that we give it here. It's going to pass it into Runway, and we're going to prompt Runway to create that moving effect that you could see in the video earlier. So we're going to come down here and we are going to select Runway. You're going to have to search it up, and you're going to see here that you can select one of these two. We're going to select generate a video from images. We're going to use this one, which is the Gen 3 Alpha Turbo. You have 2 options. The Gen 4 is a little bit more expensive, and we don't need all of that power for just a simple animation. We're going to select a method as URLs. You can see you have files here as well. We're going to use URLs, and for the first URL we're going to again come down here and we're going to select the URL from the iterator. So we're going to put in the URL. For the last URL we're going to leave that empty. We just needed to create one URL. For watermark we're going to select no, and for the prompt text we're going to come up here and copy the prompt that we already have, which is this one here. We're going to come back out and we're going to put that prompt in here. And what this prompt says is, create a smooth, slow, cinematic, stable camera movement showcasing this beautiful property. Start wide, slowly push in to highlight key architectural details and design features. Then gently pull back to reveal the full space. Professional real estate cinematography style with subtle motion that emphasizes the property's appeal and quality. 5-second duration, elegant and sophisticated movement. So that's a prompt, and that's going to essentially create these videos, which you can see we've created here, and you can see it moves in slowly. It moves in slowly as if the camera is actually moving and it's not an image. Okay, so after we have that prompt in, we're going to select a duration of 5 seconds, and then for the ratio we are going to select 1280 by 768. So this is really just what style it is. So 1280 by 768 is like YouTube style, and then 768 by 1280 is like TikTok style. So if you wanted it like for a phone or for a landscape image or a landscape video, that's the different ones you would create. So for us, we're going to select this one because we want a landscape YouTube style video. So we're going to select this one and we're going to click save. That's essentially the first part done. So we're going to take the form, we're going to output the images into here. This is going to describe the images, and then we're going to create a video for the images. The next one we need is an array aggregator, and what this is essentially going to do is it's going to combine this output, which is the description of the image, and it's going to combine this output, which whatever this Runway module outputs, which is going to be a URL for the video, and then it's going to combine them in an array aggregator. So the next module we're going to need is array aggregator. As you can see here, we're going to select the source module as the FormFillOut. We need it to output the generated videos. We need it to output the result of OpenAI, which is the image description. And we are going to come down here and select submission as well. Don't ask me why. You just need to select this for this module or for this make.com scenario to work. You don't have to understand why you're doing something. Sometimes just do it just because it works. So we're going to click save, and now that's that module done. We're going to come over here and we're going to select an iterator. Again, you don't have to understand, just do it because it works. And in this iterator, we're going to come down here, as you can see over here. We're going to come down here to where it says array, and we're going to click this array here. So we'll click save on that, and then we are nearly ready to go. Now, just to kind of help you understand it a little bit better, this Runway module, when it creates the video, it's going to output it as a URL. So if we come over here to one of the previous runs, you can see it comes through here. The form comes through. We have just one operation for each of these. Then it splits all of the outputs of the URLs up into specific outputs. So you can see here we have 10 different operations, and this is describing each image. So you can see this image showcases the exterior of a large elegant house. And then if we go up to number 5, you can see this image showcases the front exterior, and so on. Then down here for the Runway, when it creates images, so it's going to create a specific video for each image. So it's not going to be one just combined video. It's going to create different videos for each image that we upload. So if I go down here and I select this URL that it outputted, and we come up here to look at this, you can see it just creates a 5-second moving image of this property. So you can see there just a quick 5-second moving image, and then that's why later in this scenario we're going to combine all of these videos that it creates into one video. But anyway, that's to help you understand it a little bit better. So now that we have the iterator module done, the next thing we need to do is use a text aggregator. So we're going to come over here to where it says text aggregator. We're going to come in here to where it says tools, and we are going to select text aggregator. In the source module, it's going to be from the iterator, and we're going to type in this. So we're going to select source module as an iterator, and then we are going to type in this, which is just saying the image is, and then we select this result. So you can say here result. And what this is going to do is, because like I showed you previously, this OpenAI module is going to output 10 different operations for each image. So I uploaded 10 images. It's going to run through OpenAI 10 times, and OpenAI is going to output 10 different descriptions of the image. What this module is going to do is it's going to combine all of them descriptions into one line of text rather than 10 different basically chunks of text. Now, to get into the more prompting part, we are going to use this Gemini module. And in this Gemini module, this is what is going to create the transcript for this video. Okay, so over here in the Gemini module, we are essentially giving this, or we're telling this Gemini module to create the transcript that goes on the back end of the actual video. So what we say in this prompt is, firstly, we use Gemini 2.5 Pro, and we say to this prompt, you are a video voiceover generator. You will be given 10 images and a description of them images. You will create voiceover for real estate agents on the 10 property images and description of them images. Most important to remember, each image that is given to you will be converted into 5-second clips. So when talking about the property or when talking about a specific image, then make sure it is 5 seconds long worth of text. I want you to practically combine all images so that when you are outputting the actual voiceover, it flows smoothly from image to image. You must just output the voiceover with nothing else. It's just the voiceover text. We don't need you to output scenes or what needs to happen, just output the voiceover text. Then we just give it some important information that it needs to output it as clean text suitable for text-to-text speech. Output it as a single paragraph with no line breaks, no special characters, no quotes, no backslashes. This is an important paragraph that you must include in your prompt, because in the 11 Labs module, this is how it expects the text. And then we say, here are the images and the descriptions in sequence of how their 5-second clip occurs in the video. And then we give it access to the text aggregator, which is this previous module. And this will have all of the images in line or in sequence with each other with the description of that image, so that this module can create the voiceover. Make sure that the length of the text matches the length that we need, which is 47 to 50 seconds long. Again, we did 10 images at about 5 seconds each, so it comes out at about 50 seconds. So that's why we give it to this in the prompt. And then we say, make sure not to overspeak and talk about each image as they arrive with smart flow, so we can naturally transition. The provided image and description is in order of the video. Your output must follow the images uploaded and not the description. The video we will create will be in order of the image descriptions above. Use the property description for the reference. We haven't included that. We don't need it, but we can actually remove that. So now we click save, and then we need the 11 Labs module. What we need to do in order to make this 11 Labs module work is, again, you come over here and it asks you for an API key in order to connect to 11 Labs in make.com. So what you're going to do is come over to 11 Labs software. You're going to have to sign in firstly. You will get some free API credits, so you don't need to buy any credits as far as I'm aware. You're going to come down here to the My Workspace section and then come over here to where it says API keys, and then just create a new API key. When you create that, bring it over here and you can put it into this API section. We already have it done, so we won't do it. But in this video, because we are making this for Irish real estate agents, we're going to use the voice Galway man. For the model, we are going to use, it really doesn't matter, we will use Flash 2.5. And then for the text, we are going to output the voiceover text, which Gemini just created in the previous module. And we're going to keep all of this the same. When we save that, now our model is ready. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to upload the file. So when you send that off to 11 Labs, it's going to output this, which is just a data file. In order to use that in our video generator down here, or our video combiner down here, we need to upload it to Google Drive. So we're going to come over here and we are going to select Google Drive, and we're going to look for upload a file. And over here in the upload a file, you can see we have already mapped 11 Labs over here. For our folder ID, we are going to select it from a list and just save this to wherever you will be able to find it, or if you need to find it. You don't need to find it, it's just going to be in your Google Drive so we can use it. But just for a good time's sake, select it somewhere where you can find it. So for me, I'm going to select WorkReady AI Drive, and we are going to select development in there. We are just going to save it to there. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to come over here again, use another Google Drive module, and this time we're going to look up get a share link, and we're going to use that. In this get a share link, we're going to come down here and select file ID, and we're going to get the file ID from the previous module, which is the upload a file. We're going to select that, and that's all we need. Type anyone. We're going to select this as anyone, so anybody can view this file or view this voiceover, and we're going to select save. Now that kind of is everything we need. We just need one more module down here at the end called JSON to video, and down here is where we are going to select all of the videos that we've just created. So we're going to come over here, we're going to select create a list of videos with background audio. As you can see here, create a list of videos with background audio, and for all of the videos we have 10 videos, so I'm going to select 10 videos down here. So you can see over here, I'm going to select 10 items, and then we are going to configure these. So I'm going to select 10 items there. As you can see, I'm going to come over here to the URLs, and I'm going to come down here. As you can see in this module, we have the array of the generated videos. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to come down to where we have this array. We're going to select this drop down. We're going to select the generated videos, and we're going to select, this is basically going to select each video. So in here, I'm going to put in the number 1, because this is going to output the first video. Then I'm going to come down here to our second item, and we're going to change this number 1 to number 2. Then we're going to come down here to the third item, change this to number 3, and so on. So for however many videos people upload is how many times you're going to do this. So for us, it's 10 videos, so I have 10 items. But let's say if it was only 5 items, then you would delete the rest of these. You don't need to have 10 items, but we have 10 items, so we select the 10 items. Now for the background audio, we are going to use the share link, as you can see over here from the previous module. We're going to use this share link, and for the volume we are just going to use medium volume. Fade out doesn't really matter. I'm going to select no fade out. We're going to select save, and now this is the full module done. So this is now ready to start creating videos for us with that background audio that we've just selected. So in order to do that, let's give this a test. Okay, so now let's give this a test to see how it's working. Now one thing you might notice different from my original one is we are using a HTTP request up here. This is the same thing as 11 Labs. I'm just using it as an API just because that's what I prefer, but I know to use an 11 Labs module is a lot easier, so that's why I've done it in this video. But we are going to delete this. We're going to use my original one, and we're going to select run. We're going to wait for new data, and we are going to come over here to the form. We're going to input a random property address. So let's go and look for a property. Okay, so let's create the video for this property here. So I'm going to copy the property address. We're going to come back over to my form. I'm going to put it in there. We are going to copy the property description. If I come down here to view all features, you can see all of the property description here. I'm going to select all of that. We're going to put it in here over at the form, and then you can see all of the images of the property here. So I'm going to save a couple of these, and we're going to put them in over here. So if I come back over here, we are going to select a couple images of that property. So we'll select this one, 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 this one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll select 2 more, this one and this one, and we have to upload exactly 10 because that's what we have configured in our make.com module. So I'm going to upload 10 for this to work, and then I'm going to come down here, I'm going to select my email. You can see now it is working fine. We can come over here, we can check the uploaded images. We have 10 images there, and it is now creating the videos. As you can see, it will go through one by one, create the image description and the moving video, and then at the end we will be able to see the video in our JSON to video account. So we're going to wait for this to be finished up. Okay, so you can see this module has just finished up. Everything went smooth. Now if we go over to our JSON to video account, you would log in and you would just be over here. You come down here to your render logs. Down here in our render logs, we should be able to see the video. So you can see here, these are a bunch of videos I created, and this is the newest video which is still running. Give it a couple of seconds and then we will be able to play the video from here. So we'll be able to click play and watch the video. Okay, so the video has now been created. We can have a look at it here. If we click here and we open this.
Welcome to this magnificent estate, where stunning architecture and pristine landscaping create incredible curb appeal. Step inside to a bright, welcoming entryway featuring warm hardwood floors and elegant details. The home's grand facade promises a lifestyle of luxury and tranquility in this private setting. Entertain in the sun-drenched dining room, where large windows frame beautiful picturesque views. The expansive backyard transitions to outdoor, living with a spacious patio perfect for entertaining. Find your serene escape on the private terrace, offering tranquil seating and breathtaking ocean vistas. Enjoy quiet mornings on this charming stone patio, surrounded by lush, beautiful landscaping. The grand foyer makes a statement with its high ceilings and an exquisite crystal shower.
Okay, so you can see it's created a decently good video for us from just a couple of images and a prompt on what exactly is in this property. Now obviously we could make this a bit longer. We could upload maybe 20 images and make this a whole lot longer, but as you can see there, we've created the full video and the full voiceover just by using AI. And now that we have this scenario created, all we have to do is fill out a form and we get a video like that created in a matter of minutes. Make sure to leave a like if you like this video, and hit the first link in the description if you want this full template built out for you. You'll be able to download it in the first link.